I'm Shona, and this is my One Lollipop Life. So today I want to do my August 2BR wrap-up or list. I guess it's not really a wrap-up since I haven't read it yet, but these are the books that I want to tackle in August for a variety of reasons. Now, I overcommitted myself this year with book clubs and buddy reads and postal book clubs, so which has been great because I've read more books in this year so far than I have probably in the last 2 years combined. So not complaining. However, after you have a month like July where you've read 14 books, and August hasn't started out with much momentum, I'm a little worried about my list. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I'm up for it. So my first one is You Think It, I'll Say It by Curtis Sittenfeld. I've never read anything by Curtis Sittenfeld. I know she's written a couple of novels. I am not a short story fan. This is for a book club. It's actually the Girly Book Club, which is an international book club. You should look up and see if there's a chapter in your area. Anyways, I'm a local host in North Texas for this club, and this is the choice. So I will read it because I actually read all the books, especially as a host. I feel obligated to read all the books. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard it's good. As you can see, it was a Reese Witherspoon pick. I know Anne Vogel with Modern Mrs. Darcy has had a lot of good things to say about it, so I'm going to give it a try and we'll see. My next one is Pride and Prejudice. I have never read Pride and Prejudice. I don't know what happened in my high school or junior high school, but this was not on my reading list with any of my instructors. So reading this is actually Modern Mrs. Darcy's book club pick this month, if you're a member of her book club. And I am. I try to read all the books. I don't read all of them. Some of them, there's been a couple I've tried to read. I didn't like them. I put them down. No big deal. But do want to read this one. Am looking forward to this one. I can't even tell you what it's about. I don't even know the premise. I know I'm a horrible reader. But anyways, so Modern Mrs. Darcy. So that's two I want to read. Oh, The Green Mile. I'm going to listen to that one, The Complete Serial Reader by Stephen King. I'm looking forward to this. It's one of the few audiobooks have like 99.9% 5 stars. Stephen King himself picked the narrator, so I watched the movie a long time ago. I barely remember. I just remember a big old guy on death row. That's all I remember, and a mouse. That's all I remember. I don't remember the premise, nothing. So Green Mile, Stephen King is on my list as well. TheFive, The Untold Lives of the Woman Killed by Jack the Ripper. I've actually already started reading this, and this basically tells the story of Jack the Ripper's 5 victims. And as you can imagine, this happened in the 1880s, and the author had to really go through history and piece together a lot of police inquests, newspaper articles. No one's around to interview anymore. But already I'm not very far in. I'm on page 71, but can already see that I have a feeling that even though history and all the movies and everything we hear classifies these women as prostitutes, I don't think that's the case based on what I'm reading. So really interested to get into this. It's not an easy read because it's very detailed, but it's good so far. And again, me being the true crime addict, I thought this would be right up my alley. This actually was in my second round of tailored book recommendations email. And so my bibliologist, her name is Sarah, she hit it out of the ballpark the first month. And I think she's doing the same this one. She's really stretching me on some of the reads. One of them we're going to talk about here in a second. And she's really paying attention to my interests and picking some ones that I probably never would have heard of or gotten myself. And this is one of them. So TheFive. And this is written by Hallie Rubenhold. My next one is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. Now, it's August 9th. I've already read this. I'm going to tell you that right now. And this is written as a letter to a mother from a son. And through this letter, we get a very comprehensive view of family history, which is rooted in Vietnam. We get themes of family, love, sexuality, masculinity, sensuality, racism, violence. It is beautifully written. Ocean Vuong is a poet. He's written a collection of poems before. This is his first novel. This is not a story so much as it's a letter, like I said, and it's told in like little vignettes, and it's not like a concrete story, which would probably be my only criticism of it. However, there are 3 distinct parts. The first part being, it's about being an immigrant in America. The second part is about being gay, and the third part is about dying, and it's beautiful. So this is my August 2BR. I've already read it. It's done. This was another book that was on my tailored book recommendations pigeon mail. This was a stretch. I would have never picked it up. I've heard about it. I've heard people talk about it. I've heard reviews on podcasts. A lot of my trusted podcasters love it. It's just not one I would have picked up. And my bibliologist recommended it, so I went ahead and picked it up, and it is beautiful. It's not for everybody. I will tell you that. On the second part, where it's talking about being gay, the sex scenes are very vivid and messy, but it's really good. Anyways, my third TBR is Helter Skelter. Now, this was the summer book club read. Peter Mon, or Peter Likes Books, YouTuber, booktuber. I will put his link down there. I love him. I love his channel. But he has a true crime book club, and we read a true crime book every month. But we also had extra credit for the summer over June, July, August reading Helter Skelter. I'm way behind. I don't know if I'll finish it. I'm enjoying it. I finished part 1. I'm in part 2. And, I read Killer Clown last month, and that was part of Peter Mon's True Crime Book Club. But both of these make me question how in the world we were ever able to convict and people of murders. Just the technology that we have today that wasn't available back then. It was really old-fashioned investigative work. Anyways, so Helter Skelter. That is Vincent Bugliosi and Kurt Gentry are the authors. My next TBR is Children of Blood and Bone. Okay, so I'm totally showing off here. I ordered the special edition Barnes & Noble that just came out, and I ordered the lighter. First of all, I took the quiz. There's a quiz you can take. I'll link that below. If you read the Children of Blood and Bone, there are Magi clans, and sort of like the Harry Sorter hats. You can take a quiz and find out what clan you're in, and I fell in the lighter clan, which is great because yellow is my favorite color. And this is the lighter symbol. This book is beautiful. We've got some fan art in it. There's the front page fan art, and in the back we've got some more fan art, which is just absolutely gorgeous. There's a poster that you pull out. It says Together We Rise. I haven't pulled it out yet. The back of the book says Together We Rise. Inside the book, it's the lighter symbols. A lot of thought in it. There's some annotated chapters by Tony Adeyemi. Anyways, so I am reading this with a group of gals, buddy reading it. I actually started reading it last year. I didn't get all the way through, not because I didn't like it, but my job interrupted, and I haven't picked it back up. And I want to pick it back up because I want to finish it because the sequel's coming out, and I'm hoping to buddy read it with my son. So now that I have 2 copies, we can read it together. We like to read books together and discuss it. So he's 15. So anyways, I'm looking forward to this one. It's a thick one. We'll see if I get it all finished in August, but I'm going to give it the good old college try. And my last one I'm hoping to read is Fetch, How a Bad Dog Brought Me Home, and it's by Nicole George. And this is a graphic novel, and it is Nicole George's memoir. It's actually nonfiction. And this was the third book recommended by my bibliologist on tailored book recommendations. And I'm looking forward to really diving in this. I like books that wreck me and make me cry. And I think this is going to do it. Anyways, so that is my August wish list to read, TBR. So that's a total of, oh gosh, 8 books for August. We'll see if I can get it done. I'm signing off. Keep it sweet and keep it happy. Bye.